Nintendo has released some of the most memorable franchises and iconic games, like Pokemon, Mario, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash Brothers, really the list goes on and on. Even when it comes to consoles, they've had an amazing lineup. Most of the time they get it right, and yes, sometimes they don't. And when it comes to stepping into new territory in the gaming industry, Nintendo is up to the task. So to go along with one of the most successful and hyped up games of the modern era, they released something called
Amiibo!
It was a hit, all your favorite characters getting a nice little figure of their own. Everybody was going crazy over these when they released. But as the years have passed, do people still feel something special for these? Are Amiibos still innovative and something interesting? That and more will be answered in this video, because in today's video I will be discussing and answering the question, are Amiibos dead? Let's do it. When Amiibos first came out, everyone lost their minds, because not only were these figures really awesome, but nothing like this had ever been done before. Sure, you had Skylanders, but more on that later. Amiibos would sell out fast, so you had to make sure you either got in line or knew when they would be released. Specifically, in Smash Bros, some characters did not release when some others did, so people would wait for their favorite characters to come out, and when that happened, it would be even harder to obtain them. Marth, as I remembered, was the fan favorite, so his Amiibo would be even harder to come by. People who didn't even play video games bought these just to collect them, or because they thought they just looked cool, which just comes to show how far Nintendo had to reach with these. I remember going into Best Buy and GameStop, and the first thing I would look for was the new Amiibo releases, and as a kid, I would buy a lot of them, with birthday money and Christmas money, and just that feeling of getting them was really cool. I still have mine on display. Back to what I said earlier about how Nintendo was doing something different from the entire gaming industry. Their only real competition in terms of Amiibos was Skylanders, but how did Nintendo not become a Skylanders clone? Well, when it comes to Skylanders, you couldn't just put the Amiibo on your gaming console like Nintendo, with the ability to do it on the 3DS or the Wii U. No, what you needed was what they called a Portal of Power. Cool name, but kinda useless when you see how Nintendo was doing it. So already Nintendo was cutting out a bulky accessory, and saving you some money too, but also making it simpler. Nintendo also separated itself from the competition because their Amiibos could be used across so many different games like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, and so many others. Unlike Skylanders, whose figures can only be used on that one game. Clearly, Nintendo was already ahead of the game. What's kinda interesting is Nintendo collaborated with Skylanders, adding both Donkey Kong and Bowser. I just wanted to share that, I didn't know that until now. Anyway, when it comes to other competitors like Disney and Lego, yes, they had the franchises and characters, but come on, Disney Infinity compared to Smash Brothers? Come on. Plus, Nintendo's Nintendo, they already have that special nostalgia and fanbase already created. It's really hard to compete with that. Okay, so we've seen how Amiibos affected the gaming community, but how do they impact the collector's community? Well, like almost everything that exists, Amiibo most definitely have people who want to collect them. I did some research online and there were some Amiibos I didn't even know existed. Looking online and there are entire Amiibo collections on sale ranging from $400 to $1,700. Wow, and that's nothing compared to the most expensive ones that exist, but this video is not a countdown video. But in case you wanted to know what the rarest and most expensive Amiibos are, here's a quick rundown of the top 3. No Left Hand Luigi. Now this Amiibo came out defective, and is worth a lot because, well, he has no left hand. It was obviously a defective figure. It was last sold for $500. Next is the Dual Cannon Samus Aran Amiibo. Another defective one because instead of her just having one cannon, she has two of them. Specifically on her left arm. Its current value was listed well above $2,000, coming in at $2,500. Really cool Amiibo though. Finally, we have a very weird one. It's Legless Peach. Yup, Legless Peach. A very big defective Amiibo. It almost looks like she's floating, which would have been cool, but this Amiibo's current value is insane. It was sold at $25,000. Wow. Alright, so we know that Amiibos have dominated every scene that they've entered, but how are they doing now? Well, since their initial release, Amiibos have dropped in popularity. I mean, they haven't really changed much. One of the biggest changes, though, is exclusive features in games. Some people don't mind this and others do. Personally, I think that some content in games should be exclusive to Amiibos, like costumes or very small things that don't really affect your gameplay. But when it comes to keeping a lot of content locked away, and they're only playable through Amiibos, I'm not down with that. For example, in Metroid Samus Returns, some extras galleries and the game's hardest mode is locked away, and the only way to access that content is by purchasing an Amiibo. I hope Nintendo does less of this, or not at all, in their future games. Back to how the state of Amiibos are doing right now, well, Nintendo's still releasing them, specifically for Smash Bros. Ultimate. There are still some characters who have yet to have an Amiibo. This year, they released Steve and Alex from Minecraft, and Min Min from ARMS, but next year we are getting Sephiroth, Pyra Mythra, Kazuha, and Sora. After this, I believe all the characters from Smash Bros. Ultimate would have been released, so that's nice. Nintendo will also probably make more for the upcoming games and the next Smash Brothers game, since that's their biggest market in terms of selling Amiibos. But that won't be for a very, very long time, so don't hold your breath. But by that time, will people still care about Amiibos? To finally answer this question, no, I don't think Amiibos are dead. But I also think Amiibos are not the top dog when it comes to figures. I think that title belongs to Funko Pops. But Amiibos will always have a fan base and people who care about them enough to collect them and buy them. Amiibos will always be a staple in Nintendo's history, representing how Nintendo not only showed how they can improve on an idea, but further develop it to make it truly unique. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing and checking out some of my other videos. I will link them down in the description below. Also, thank you so much for the amazing support I've been getting. It really does mean so much to me that people are watching my videos, liking them, and subscribing. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.